This is by far the most disappointing review I've done in a while.
The speed is OD.
Sony is the champion of small point-and-shoots all around the world. And it has finally released what it thinks the vloggers of the world actually need. A small camera that shoots great footage at up to 4K 24 and is better than all the iPhones in your pocket because it also fits in most of your pockets. So vloggers rejoice. And this is how most of the reviews for this camera go. They keep telling you specs and shooting modes and size and thank you Sony for bringing this camera to our lives. And then they proceed with their 10K worth of camera gear to shoot cinematic footage of this small camera, telling you why you don't even need 4K 60 or stabilization for your vlog and that it beats the iPhone. This unfortunately is not that type of review. We are by far not the professionals here. We are actually a small team buying our own gear. So if we're buying our own gear, nobody got time for this little camera messing up the footage.
This episode is not the type of episode you're used to. In this episode, we had grand plans. We wanted to make a small rig where we compared the Sony ZV-1f to the iPhone and to the Pocket 3, but then we realized it doesn't make sense. Unfortunately, this little camera doesn't stack up to any of these two by miles. The way we shoot this vlog, we take some sample footage, try to understand the difference, and then we go out again and then we shoot the final footage that you will eventually see. In this case, after we shot the initial footage, we realized there's no competition. We're basically wasting our time. The winner will clearly not be the Sony. And here's a small pre-production footage that we shot that made us realize that this episode that you're seeing today will be much shorter and is not worth the effort or the time investment.
Let me get some coffee.
The speed is OD.
Should you buy an iPhone or a Sony ZV-1f? What do you think this is shot on?
I normally shoot this scene quite a lot. The scene where I go down the stairs or I just have an action scene of moving up. It helps you, the viewer, get into mood, understand where I am, what I'm doing, the action shot, something's happening, there's activity. I have this shot in almost all of my vlogs. This time around it didn't go well. Went home, reviewed the footage, and I said it's time to double down on testing this. The reason why this little camera is important is because compared to the iPhone, you just hit on record and you start filming yourself wherever you are. It's small, it doesn't draw a lot of attention. It just has to look a bit better than the iPhone or the Pocket 3. Unfortunately, that's not the whole story, because even though in some shots it does look better than the iPhone and the Pocket 3, in most of them there's a problem. So we took it for a test to see which has the best picture quality, handheld. And the surprises were not good.
The speed is OD.
Now let's talk about stabilization. And out of the gate, I want to tell you I don't like having unstabilized footage after I film something. You have the GoPros, you have the iPhones, you have the Pocket 3s. There has to be a solution for this. Everyone is going to start telling me, yes, you have catalyst browse, you can stabilize things. No. In 2024, I do not accept paying money for a camera that doesn't have some sort of a usable stabilization built in. Taking the footage out, putting it into catalyst browse, that's just another step on top of the whole thing. If there's movement involved, what's the difference between the iPhone and the Sony ZV-1f? And if you think I'm joking, just let's test that out.
Wow, let's see how this looks. I normally film this footage quite a lot with the iPhone. ZV-1f walking. Normal walking. And now I'm gonna shoot 1f walking. Normal walking. And filming myself with both cameras. Well, almost close to one another. Relatively close to one another. Filming myself with both cameras. Wow, almost close to one another. How's the sound? How's the quality? The screen on the ZV-1, but basically I think I'm in frame in the ZV. Relatively close to one another. How's the sound? How's the quality? The screen on the ZV-1, but basically I think I'm in frame in the ZV-1. Ultra wide on the iPhone, the normal ZV-1f. How does it look? I'm walking. Ultra wide on the iPhone, the normal ZV-1f. How does it look? I'm walking. Now, if you think you're gonna have a problem with the iPhone screen dimming down, trust me, this is exactly how I see it in real time in direct sunlight in the Sony. Low light. Walking. iPhone test. 4K24. Low light walking with the Pocket 3. Well, low. DJI Pocket 3 versus
And I'm sorry, I'm not a big time reviewer. I am not sponsored by anyone. But if someone tells you that this camera is good, they have another commercial interest to protect, and they have to tell you this. So be careful when choosing this one camera. Only place where it might work is on a tripod, not for vlogging and not for your family vacations. Buying this with my own money and trying it as a vlog camera, I just decided it's not good enough for me. The wobble is unusable. I'm filming this whole thing on this camera, so I hope it does a good job, because I want you to see how it works. I want you to see how it works. Oops, I think we're having some rain. And keep in mind, the Sony is almost the same price as the Pocket 3 Creator Combo. Makes you think, right?